Welcome to Success Fundamentals. I'm your host, Dennis Postma, and today is a very special day because we have our guest, Karla Giorgio. Karla, welcome to the
Hello.
show.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, Karla is the star of Selling Tampa and also is a business person and also is a certified keto coach. She does nutrition with us. We're glad to have her part of our network. She's going to be starting a television show. Karla, let's jump right into it. What does success mean to you?
Success. So success means, for me, it's all about the positivity and success. So making sure you write down your goals, write down exactly what you're aiming. You have a purpose, right? Basically, to me, the way that I describe success in my life is, what do I want out of it? You know, how much money do I want to make? How good do I want to feel? And so I make sure that I aim for that, and I have a purpose at the end of the day, and just move towards my goals. Do whatever I need to do to get to that goal. That's the success.
I love it.
That's what I say.
So it's always it really is always a journey, and people think it's in a place, but really constantly, yes. Like you mentioned before, constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And really,
yep.
So what do you think the most important fundamental is to you for success? Or if you got a couple that you kind of like to dance around, what would that be?
See, that for me, it's really, I'm very confident, I'm very confident to what I stand by. And as long as I am doing what needs to be done to get my success going, I stay true to myself. I write, like I said, I write every single thing down. And the fundamental part of that for me is it helps me. It definitely helps staying on top of what I need to stay on top of. Because, we do often lose ourselves.
Yeah.
And I know for me, if I was the type to just get up and go, I would probably lose it.
Yeah, sure.
You have to be organized. You have to have tunnel vision when it comes to this. You can't just be all over the place. So I think that's one of the biggest things for me.
And you're an early riser too, right?
Yes, I am. I wake up at 5 o'clock every day and I write, even if I didn't write what I needed to do for the day, I already know what I'm doing that morning. So I try to plan everything before. Sometimes things do come up. I might have an extra client or two. So when they do come, it's just like, okay, I strategize a little bit better, and I put it in, I fit it in. So
that's really good that you mentioned that, because that's something that I often talk about is when you put that list in and you program your subconscious mind, that even because if you at least have a starting point of putting that list and all those to do things down, at least when those extra clients or something come in, at least you can adjust and kind of course correct for that.
Yes.
Instead of just flying by the seat of your pants, and then at the end of the day, and you're like, wait a minute, what happened?
Yes. Yeah. And you're like, wait, did I do anything? No. It's just,
Yep.
It's
so one of the things you talk about confidence. So what is it that you do daily that helps you stay confident, Karla?
What I do daily, I definitely stick to my diet. That's the biggest thing. Health is wealth for me more than anything. Oh, I was getting a call. There we go. Health is wealth for me in anything that I do. So to make sure that I am confident throughout my day, I just have to, I have this to-do list, and I have to make sure that I complete every single thing on this to-do list. Of course, there might be 2 or 3 things that I don't get to, but that will go over into, okay, was it that important? Or, can I maybe fit this in at this time? And so I strategize and I kind of go through everything, and I make sure that no matter what, I get everything on this to-do list done and in order. Very organized. I'm OCD.
I love it. And the thing is the amount of chemicals, the good chemicals that's releasing in the brain every time you hit one of those to-do lists off, that a lot of people don't realize. It's a good thing to keep and to run by. So
yes.
This one's going to be tricky. So if you could tell a 20-year-old version of yourself, so if you could tell yourself one sentence at age 20, what would it be?
Don't get involved with no boys right now. Just focus on yourself. Focus on learning yourself. I think the biggest thing for me, I just jumped right in it so young. Never regretting my kids at all, not at all. But I did have my kid at 20.
Okay.
And I feel as if I should have waited just to kind of get to know myself, and grow. I didn't grow. I jumped right into adulthood without even knowing what I was really doing. Even though I already had a car dealership under my belt that I owned, I still felt like it was overwhelming for me because I was
Sure.
juggling so much. And I think what I would love to tell to my 20-year-old self is just wait, just
Yeah.
take care of yourself, get yourself together, learn yourself, and then go to that next step.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think that's good advice. How
yeah.
did you decipher and how did you determine that? Because obviously being successful in business for a long time, and then how do you compare that to parenthood? Because I mean, trying to, because I know, like for me as a business owner, I feel like I can take on the world, right? And then
Yes.
I become a father, and I'm like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
So how did you
It's
differentiate that?
I kind of set myself on a schedule,
Okay.
like a routine schedule. So after I would drop the kid off, my beautiful son,
Yeah.
I then would go into work mode, business mode, and I'd give
Okay.
myself a time frame. So from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm in all business mode. It's nothing but business, and that was that. So then after that, when I was done with my job, then I'm all mommyhood until the
Gotcha.
next day. So I just had to put myself on a schedule as if I had a 9 to 5, or in this case, 9 to
9 to
9.
9 to 9, right? Yeah.
9 to 9 to 9 to 9.
Working all three
So
shifts. So
in
which is
all three
harder?
shifts.
Which is harder, Karla? Being a mother or being a business owner?
I would have to say being a mother.
I,
It is a lot of work. And you might be at work, you might be all the way, and for me, showing a house, and then all of a sudden that phone rings and you see your kid's school elementary calling you, and you're like, oh, he
everything
threw
else
up.
hurt.
I gotta go pick him up. And that's
Yep.
the phone call you get. Hey, your son threw up. He has to go.
Yeah.
I'm an
I
hour away from you.
I totally I have such respect for all those guys out there who don't know. I have so much respect seeing how the different things that women have to go through as a mother, and the
Yeah.
amount of respect I have. I'm thinking, oh, I've wrote a book, da da da. How could that be? Oh my gosh. Guys, you don't know. All right. The ladies can conquer the world, that's for sure. That's
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. And I'm having to tell my friends too, listen, call me after 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and before 9.
yeah.
And if you're calling me, it better be just to say, hey, I'm checking up on you, love you, all is well, and hang up. Don't call me about your stressful day because I don't want to hear it. I've had my own.
Yeah.
And people are like, wow, you're such a no. Listen, I'm just protecting my peace right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in my mood of now I'm relaxing and I'm getting in the shower, I'm gonna get in my bed, and I don't want to hear about the stresses of somebody else when I know I've had my own.
That's right.
I have enough. I have enough. So
I always
another
try
thing.
I always try to turn that around on people when they're telling me something that's like really bad, and oh, like the victim mentality, and I'm like, wow, that sounds bad. How about this? And then
Yeah.
I give them something, like in your situation, like
Right.
almost not being able to walk from your foot and whatnot, being like, well, yeah, that stinks, but that's going to go away. But how about what if you're afraid you weren't going to be able to walk again or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hit
Yeah.
some real problems.
That's a good one. You know what, Dennis? I like that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to do that one.
Yeah, well,
No one's gonna call me.
somebody tells me, oh, I had a bad day because of this or this. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I had ulcerative colitis and I just had a major surgery. And here's what goes on in my daily routine as trying to juggle this, and this. Yeah.
Right.
Have some real problems. And that's it.
Hello.
And I try to always get everybody to put the shoe on the other foot. When they try to, even in an argument or anything like that, when it comes to working, and you put your shoe on the other foot and just see where their point of view may be. And, oh, it could be worse. We already know that, right?
That's so important.
Yeah. So
like
what would you say the best advice that you've ever received was?
I think the biggest and best advice that I received was you're always going to have something going on. So a long time ago, I went to a therapist and I told her, I said, I have so much to do. It's like this to-do list just never goes away. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know how to handle or like, that's when I was having my kid and all that. I'm like, I don't know how I'm doing this. I don't know what to do. And she's like, well, this is what you need to realize. You will forever have a to-do list. You will forever have a million and one things to do. You just need to know how to organize it and make it make sense, fit it into your schedule in a way. And whatever you don't get to, you work on it the next day. And I think from that moment right there, first of all, I only saw her once. I never went back.
Wow.
That was all I needed. It was the best advice I ever had. It's true. You're always going to have a to-do list. You might wash your car today and do this 10, 20 things, but then guess what? Next week, you got to do it all over again. You got to do the same thing, wash dishes, wash your car, buy the groceries. Always.
That's great advice. Yeah. And all you can do is your best at those things.
That's it. Just tell your mind that you will forever have these things to do.
Wow.
So, yeah.
The amount of less stress already just from hearing that is pretty impressive.
It helped me. It helped me so much. Like I said, I know she was probably like, dang, why didn't she come back?
Yeah.
We had 3 more sessions booked. No, I don't need to hear nothing else. That's all I needed.
You answered it all on the first try, right?
You did your thing. Thank you, ma'am.
That's awesome. Well, thank you Karla, thank you so much for being on this show. How can people get a hold of you if they want to follow you?
Yes. So I have an Instagram page. It's Karla Giorgio _ on Instagram. And I have pretty much my emails, my number there if they want to go to that extent. But I might have to remove that soon.
There you go.
But no, definitely I will be there and with the few projects that we have going on together.
Yeah. So. I'm very excited. For all of you who don't know, Karla is going to be doing a show with us. We've got all sorts of different ideas going on. So stay tuned and watch, because this is going to be a fun ride to see how successful she will be, because we're just glad to be a part of it. So thank you, Karla, for being on the show. I look forward to talking to you again.
Thank you, Dennis. So do I. Take care.
Thank you.